So you've already heard about that, and we've all been talking about the big numbers, 900 milliarder norske kroner. It's more than 100 billion US dollars. And we've also been hearing that there is a lot of potential, and the Norwegian game scene absolutely has a lot of potential. And I'm happy to be here today, and we've also been very happy to take part in the Games Go Global program, or Spill ut i verden. I work with marketing, management, and business development in Dirtybit. I should probably get this one as well. So, the company was founded in 2011. We have an office today in the middle of the city center of Bergen, and we are fully owned by the founders and employees. We don't have any external investors, and we are profitable. Thank you. So, we develop, publish, and maintain games, multiplayer games for mobile. And in 2012, the first game, Fun Run, reached the top list in the US App Store. It was the most downloaded app in the US. It had more downloads than Facebook. And we're very proud of this accomplishment as well. And the same thing happened again 2 years later with the second game, Fun Run 2, which also hit the top list. Our mission is to create memorable moments with games that friends can play together anytime and anywhere. And during the Games Go Global program, we also released the third game in the Fun Run series, Fun Run 3. So, our games have downloads all over the world. Most of our downloads are in the US, but we also have a lot of downloads in the Middle East. And we have seen people setting up theater shows about Fun Run. People running with saw blades, making it into a musical, and this has been amazing to see. So, when we read this is the team. Yeah, this is the team. We are currently 17 people. As you can see, there is room for number 18 there, which we are currently hiring. I started 3 years ago as number 8, and we have now hired lots of people. So the team is growing, and when we read then this news about the investing in games, we were of course very excited. And many people in the industry gathered to discuss and to create a wish list that I think you received. Yeah. And this is here on this stage. And as you can see, we were very happy when the program was released because we saw that the input that we gave was actually incorporated to the program. And one of the, maybe the most important thing is that this program, to a bigger extent than other programs already existing, open up for flexibility, giving the companies the responsibility to consider where to put the effort. So for many people, many companies, depending on the plan, having a big booth at GDC could be the right prioritization. But for us, attending smaller conferences, maybe not even having booked meetings, but optimizing for luck, for meeting the right people, was a better prioritization of time. So by attending some smaller events, getting a relationship with someone in Google led to an invitation to their office in Dublin as actually the only Norwegian developers there. And this strengthened our relationship with Google. And we also met with a lot of developers that we have learned things from later. So, when we applied, this was the goals. I had to check the application again. It's similar to what we have heard from others today. It was to reach new markets with the games we already had live. So we have we rely heavily on users in the US. We wanted to have more users in the top-tier European countries. So we've been working with that, and to some extent we have achieved that, but it's very hard to succeed in European, like Germany and UK, so we're still working on that. We launched Fun Run 3. We spent a lot of the funds on creating trailers and marketing material. Growth. During the program, we grew both in numbers of employees. We hired 4 people during the program. We grew also in downloads when we hit the 100 million milestone last year. But we also grew when you're looking at revenue. So last year was actually our best year so far. Competence also, as mentioned many times before, we learned a lot from the other studios in the program, but we also learned from the other studios that we have met through these events that we have attended. But we also saw that we had other benefits. It was about visibility and recognition. And I know that Ste just talked about awards. So this is, we won an award. The cool thing about this was that this award, no game company had ever been even considered to win, to be nominated for this award. So this was one of the benefits, I think. And we also saw that being able to say that we have been selected as one of 8 companies by the Norwegian governments gave us some credibility. Yeah, we were even invited to talk to the export conference with people in the audience never even considering games as an export industry. And this is, every talk I do, I always include this picture, even if I don't have a story about it, because this is memorable moments, right? This is what we're doing this for. This is the King and Queen of Norway, the President of Finland, there are politicians. We had the former Minister of Trade and Industry as well. They played Fun Run too. So, inspiration. We got a lot of inspirations from all of you here that was in the program, and also from the people we met. And this is the crew that was in Stockholm for a study trip, where we visited Paradox Interactive, and they taught us how they are considering game ideas. And we could actually use a lot of the things that we learned and bring it back home to our own processes and how we evaluate our own concepts. We also visited King, and they taught us how they are working with company culture. And this led us into a track about how are we actually working with company culture. So we started some discussions, and actually we started doing, I've been doing a talk about company culture on several conferences, and being able to be a speaker at the conference opens up for even more networking opportunities. And invitations to speak at more conferences again. And here, Copy. I'm glad you made it all the way to Oslo today. We met with Copy from NeoGames in Finland, and we have been learning a lot from the Finnish game developers, and they have been so open, willing to share with us. And this is something that other industries can learn from, the Nordic, at least, games industry. And I want to focus on how important this is. And right now we are getting help by the Finnish game developers on coping with the GDPR, the new regulations for personal data. So this is during the state visit. This is Petri from Seriously, who invited us after the state visit, after playing games with the Queen. We were a bit stressed. And then we came to this office, and he sat down, took the time to teach us what he learned, to spend time with us, and we learned so much from this hour. I think, yes, Bendik agrees. And to sum it up, I hope that we can continue sharing, helping each other. And I already, just by eating breakfast today with Halli, and just sensing that we're all in here to help each other, I want to close up by a quote from Petri. And he's saying, we're all competing globally. We're competing very strongly, but we're competing together. All of us are hoping for somebody else to be successful, because that's going to help the entire community. Thank you.